Hey, thanks for tuning in today, folks. So today we are going over more Procreate tutorial stuff. This is going to be the left hand side for you guys. Starting with the gallery options. Really, that's kind of the first thing you actually see when you open Procreate. So really, this probably should have been the first tutorial in the series, but we were already talking about drawing and stuff, so we just started with the right-hand menu. So today we're doing the left-hand menu, gallery options, how to do stacks, creating them, pulling things in and out of them, how to get certain aspect ratios and dots per inch and that kind of stuff. And so if that sounds interesting to you, I'm Clay, the Techie Tattooer, and it's time to get to the iPad. So when you open Procreate, boop, the first thing you're going to see is the gallery menu, right? It's this option right here. Boink, right? That takes you back to this view. So yeah, there's lots of different things you can do in this menu. This is the plus icon is your basic thing to start doing with. This is where you choose your canvas size, right? If you want to create a custom canvas, you use this little plus button here, and then it will give you your options for dialing in your canvas characteristics. One of the cool things is this color profile here. If you want to change things up, I've talked about it in the past, how you can do CMYK. This is actually where you can choose your CMYK versus RGB options. CMYK is that cyan, magenta, yellow. K means black. Whoops. So it's cyan, magenta, yellow, and black for printing, for real life printing stuff. If you have something that you're going to get printed off, whether it's flyers, this, that, and the other, but if it's going to go to an actual physical printing press in the real world, that's where CMYK comes in. RGB is going to be for your digital display stuff. Time-lapse settings is if you have your time-lapse turned on, then this is where it will save your stuff. If you notice, I've got mine on low quality and just 1080p. That's because I have my time-lapse settings on at all times. Those are right here, I think. Yeah, under video. And then your time-lapse replay, time-lapse recording, export time-lapse video. And then you can export either just a 30-second compressed version of it, right, where it does do the full length of the video, but it only does it in a 30-second block, whereas then there's the full length, it's sped up to like 100x or something super, super fast. I'm not sure. But when this time-lapse recording thing is turned off, right, and it's like, no, don't purge, I don't want to do that, right, then this means it's not going to record the time-lapse video for this piece. And so that's just something you're going to want to pay attention to. I always keep like my time lapses on, but it does take up memory space, and so that absolutely is something you may not want to deal with. You just might not want to have it eating up spots in your computer, right? And then you've got background color, background hidden. This is just choosing white. You can choose any default background color you'd like. I don't mess with these settings at all. And then I don't choose the background to be hidden because I use the background color, and then I want to know if I'm exporting it in PNG that the background's transparent, blah, blah, blah. So those are the settings here. Dimension is exactly like what you would expect to see with a dimension settings, you'll see me draw almost exclusively on 8.5 by 11, which is just a standard piece of paper because that's what I do my stencils in. And so that for me is the style, the type of canvas I use, but you can really dial in anything here. Yeah, and then millimeters, centimeters, inches, or pixels, depending on how you want to do it. You can set it to inches, right? And if you want, this width and this height, it actually thinks this is 4,800 inches. So, you'll definitely want to calm down on that. But, width, right, we'll do 8.5 and then 11 and at 300 DPI because 300 DPI is your standard printing dots per inch. These days you can go up to 600 DPI for some things, but again, these are considerations if you're in the printing world. Obviously, the internet's still at 72 DPI. We're upping that and blah, blah, blah. That's going to change very soon if it hasn't already. But yeah, so that's where these settings are. And then the cool thing is it will let you know what your maximum amount of layers is, which actually can be really useful for when you're doing like larger canvases. So like, let's say you've got a 5,000 by 5,000 canvas because you're like designing t-shirts or something like that. And then it'll let you know, okay, cool, but now you've only got 17 layers at 300 DPI. So if you're designing t-shirts, this is a really good size to have. 5,000 pixels wide, maybe not so much, maybe a little bit skinnier than that, but you know, you'll find all that stuff out in your print settings if you're doing print on demand stuff. But that's where that is. That's how you use that. Whoops, I accidentally created it instead of clicking cancel, but okay, that's fine. Back to gallery. Then we have our photo options, which is literally just taking a photo and choosing one of these to have your canvas defaults be taken from. Like this here, you've got a client's arm you want to use, and so you click on that, and then now that photograph is the settings for this canvas. And so that can be super, super handy. Again, I don't really use it because I just draw on the 8.5 by 11, and I find that to be exactly what I need for those given moments. Well, for all the given moments, actually. Import is basically exactly what you expect this to be, where you can import something and it will drop it into your gallery. And that, again, can be useful for things like having your paper textures if you want to have them here readily available. I don't use it that way. I end up just importing a file or importing a photograph of my canvas or my paper texture, but there's a million different ways to skin the cats in Procreate, and so this is how you would do that. You just click on that and then boom, now this is your canvas, right? Here we go. And then its resolution and size is the size that the canvas conforms to. Select gives you bunches of different options. Delete, duplicate, share, preview, and stack. Stacking is when you can take multiple files and put them together in a file folder, as it were. And so now those are all stacked together, and we click on it, and now we have these three in a stack together. To pull them out of the stack, you just drag it, wait for the stack to turn blue, and then let go. Whoop. Wait for the stack to turn blue. Come on, you. There we go. And boop, now it's been dragged out of the stack. There we are. And now it's been dragged out of the stack, right? And so that's how you can take your stacks apart. Can be super useful. I'm not sure why that one duplicated there, actually, to be honest. That's very strange. Oh, it didn't. Okay, it just had a hard time refreshing. And then there's a way to unstack this. Let me see. I think actually if I pull the last one out, yep, and then if I just stick it here, exactly, then there is no more stack. And so now we've just gone back to that default that we had from before. Another thing you can do with selection is, you know, preview, right? So you can click this, preview it, and then, you know, there it is. You can see it. I'm not really sure what good that's going to be for anybody. I just pinched it to make it go away. You can slide it to make it go away, whatever. So I've never really used preview, but that's what it does. Maybe it's useful if you want to preview multiple images. Let's see. We'll preview multiple images. Yeah, I mean, okay. That's kind of cute and handy. Whatever. Share is literally exactly like you would expect it to be. It is that share where you can share it to PNG, blah, 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 you know, all these different formats, right? It's basically just export to a here. So, right. So let's say if we wanted to, do JPEG, boop, we're exporting it to JPEG, and then we can choose, do we want to airdrop it to somebody? Do we want to print it, right? Do we want to, whatever, right? We can convert it to a PDF, all of these kinds of things, send it to a friend, email it to somebody. So that's where your sharing option is. Mostly I just use it to either create a JPEG or a PNG out of something, or you can send it to the printer. Those are the only two options I really use out of it. And then there is duplicate. Duplicate is exactly what you expect. If I click these three, now we're going to get 3 duplicates, right? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these guys. We're going to select it, boop, boop. And now we're just going to go ahead and delete them. Yep, please delete these artworks. Boop, and now we're back to normal, where we were before. What the heck is this present? Oh, yeah, forget that. So I guess you can buy cool, like Procreate Dreams, introducing the all-new animation app with everything you need to get to rich 2D animations, expressive videos, and breathtaking stories. That's kind of cool, but nope, I'm not going to get that. Anyway, that's just a purchase button. So that's our tutorial. It's going to be super, super simple. Next time, we're going to go over the wrench option up over here. This one, we just did a little bit of that, right, with our add this, that, and the other. So if that's going to be interesting to you, go ahead and stick around, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you'll know when that next video comes out. Otherwise, my next video is probably going to be continuing the American Traditional series we've been doing for Historic American Traditional, moving our way through history up to current times. We'll see how many videos we get out of that one. Anyway, thanks, folks, and I'll catch you guys next time.